Hi, we're the Dinsmores. Thank you for coming tonight to honor our daughter Gabrielle Dinsmore at the first annual Heart and Soul Ball.
Gabrielle passed away earlier this year on March 31st from complications related to heart disease. We appreciate your participation this evening. We thank you for your support, and we would love to share our story with you about Gabrielle.
If I had to describe how Gabrielle was like, I would say to me she was just like any other normal kid. She liked to take baths in the morning. Louise would blow dry her hair, use a curling ironer. She wouldn't say a word. She'd run around, kick the soccer ball. She liked to go on the slides. She liked ladybugs, obviously. At night, she liked to read books. I have two of her books here. One is a Santa book. She used to love Santa, and she loves snowmen. But I think her favorite book is probably, obviously, Dora the Explorer's Bedtime. She used to have a lot of fun when we read them to her every night. That was kind of our thing, that, and listen to music and go to bed. So, but overall, I think that she was just a normal kid on the outside.
On the inside, she was a very sick little girl with her heart challenges.
Well, it was a few years ago that I met Gabrielle for the first time. I came to evaluate her in the neonatal ICU at Women and Infants Hospital for a murmur, and it was while doing an echocardiogram that I found she had hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Initially, I thought this was a simple form of hypertrophic myopathy that would resolve over time, probably related to unrecognized diabetes in the pregnancy, but it turned out that wasn't the case. Over the years, I've really gotten the feeling that we've done a great job for children with kids with heart disease in terms of fixing their heart. We can diagnose, manage, and do surgery to either fix or palliate their heart conditions. But along with that, I think what we haven't done such a great job at is helping them learn to live with a chronic condition. Because most kids with heart disease will have this issue in more or less degree throughout their lifetime. One of the ways that I've always been impressed with that kids can learn a little bit more independence is through time at camp. And I've always had the hope to have a camp for kids with cardiac disease, only for kids with cardiac disease, here in Rhode Island. Well, the goal of the camp is to be a place where kids can have fun, but at the same time learn the life skills that will help them navigate the challenges of having a heart condition. So my patient Danica, who will be speaking to you as well, is a typical kid and a great candidate for this proposed camp. She was born with transposition of the great arteries, wherein the arteries that come out of the heart come out of the wrong chamber. She had to have emergency surgery within the first few days of life.
Danica is very active. She's a cheerleader. She plays softball, and her newest informal stress test is playing basketball. She has transposition of the great arteries, which is her aorta and her pulmonary arteries are in the wrong ventricles, and they needed to switch them to correct that. She also has aortic valve regurgitation. She has one coronary artery, which complicated her open heart surgery because they had to move that to supply her entire heart. She had a couple of holes, ASDs and VSDs. She had her first open heart surgery at a week old.
My heart is special because other kids don't have problems with theirs, and it doesn't hold me back or anything. I always go outside and play.
I think my earliest childhood memory of my heart condition was probably the morning of my second surgery, being 4 years old, and actually remembering going into the operating room and really feeling like, what's going on? You know, why do I have to go through this? And just being alone and scared really was the main feeling that I came across. And although the doctors were amazing, it's still just an unbelievable, scary experience for a child. The camp that's going to be started in Rhode Island is a huge win for the children and the families of congenital heart disease. I think one of the main things as a child is you have such a need to fit in and feel like all the other kids. And although I didn't have many childhood restrictions from a fitness level, there's an emotional restriction that comes with having this kind of an illness. The families and parents especially have difficulty letting go of their kids. There's a fear involved, and I think the camp is an unbelievable way to let the kids have the independence they need and also give the parents that security that they're going to be okay.
What we would like people to know about the Heart Camp is that the camp will be named in memory of Gabrielle. The camp will be named Gabrielle's Heart Camp. It was Dr. Fite's dream of starting a camp in Rhode Island for kids with heart defects. And we feel that it's so important for us to give back of our time and talents to help Dr. Fite realize his dream of starting a heart camp to help kids, their families, and their siblings. And we feel strongly that we want to be lifelong partners with Dr. Fite. I mean, this is our baby now. This camp is our baby. This is what we feel, our legacy should be as parents to Gabrielle in helping other families and other kids in our community who have experienced everything that we've experienced.
The Dinsmores are very active, can-do people, and I've been grateful to how hard they've worked for this, as well as to the local American Heart Association. It made me think a little more, what else can we do? What other needs are unmet for kids with heart disease in Rhode Island? And ultimately, I would like to develop a fund that meets so many more of the needs that are currently, as I said, unmet. Help with expensive medications, other social work help, nutritional support, exercise physiology, really in an effort to manage their condition in a 360-degree way throughout their lifetime. There are many kids with congenital heart disease. It's the most common form of congenital malformation, and the families often suffer in silence. I would love, if you could, open up your hearts, open up your checkbooks as much as possible, and please help us with this mission.